We're good.
We are live. It is Wednesday. You guys know what that means. We are live with Pals Pulls. Today, we've got three
Count
of
'em.
us. Tyler.
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Kale.
That's me.
Marco couldn't make it. Work beckons. And
work pulled the fire alarm.
yeah. But the rest of your pals are still here. We've got four major books to talk about, three Marvels and an Image. We've got Iron Fist, #1. Brand new Iron Fist.
Fisted, guys.
I wonder who that guy is. Wait, did you say let's get fisted?
Yeah, isn't that the catchphrase for Iron Fist?
That is illegal.
That makes sense.
It's not. If it's
That's
consensual,
illegal?
It's perfectly fine.
Well, no, it's not illegal. It's just frowned upon.
It's not,
Marvel
though. It's
Voices
How thick is that bad boy?
2022.
How thick is that bad boy?
Pretty thick. I mean,
50 pages.
not as thick as I
ComiXology.
expected, though. I will say. I wanted the other cover. I think you got the better cover, the one you used for the promo image for today.
Oh, the Olivier Coipel one, I believe.
Yeah, with Storm on Front Street. That's the one I wanted. But
Yeah, nice to see Storm somewhere.
yeah,
We'll get to
we're gonna talk about that. Don't even worry. X Lives of Wolverine #3.
Ooh, that's the Bartel one.
Huh.
Yeah. This is the Jen Bartel. This was it.
Yeah.
I think she likes that color pink.
Yeah, I wonder. And I'm gonna say this right now. This should have been the cover for #1. This is way better than the original, the #1 cover. And last but definitely not least, at least to me, we've got King Spawn.
Oh, you went with that one.
Yeah.
Part of what I look forward to every week is seeing which covers you decide to pick, because I thought I had you pegged. It's like a little guessing game.
No, this one's cool. It's dark.
Did you think pegged or fisted?
Well, we're going to be
Whoa.
fisting an Iron Fist. People would get fisted in that.
Yeah.
But in terms of pegging, I didn't peg him for that cover. I pegged him
We're
for the
not-
other cover.
I see.
We're not pegging or fisting me today.
See, I've always had him
Today,
fisted
you said
for,
today.
Episode 300. No, this is a drinking episode, very loosely. I think Tyler and I. Kel, what you got? What you got in that mug? Show that mug off.
Just some tea.
Tea. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I got some Blue Moon. #, not an ad.
Hashtag could be an ad.
Left
Blue Moon.
Hand, if Left Hand Brewery wants to be a sponsor of this, gladly
Listen,
take that.
anyone.
It's stout weather right now, man. I mean, I'm
Whatever.
in the perpetual tundra, so.
There you go. Say hello if you're joining us live in the chat. We have Harris. Welcome, Harris. We've got Catherine. Hello. Let's get fisted. That's intense. Matt is here. Thank you for joining us, Matt, as always. Sex reference, take a shot. We will be ossified by the end of this podcast. And I ain't trying to do that on a Wednesday night.
Man, I don't even know what that means.
It means we'll be fucked up. If you are joining us anywhere other than Twitch, make sure that you guys are leaving us a rating and a review. YouTube.com/thecomicspals to subscribe to our channel for free. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so every single subscribe helps, and they're all free. Like the video, share it with your friends. If you are on Twitch and you feel like subbing, you want to be, a champion and subscribe to our channel, that's always appreciated. Who's going to be the first person to sub on this very episode?
I want you guys to sub for us. I mean, sub to us. Whoops. I'm just trying to get Harris drunk, honestly. If he's playing that game solo.
Oh, dude. If Harris is playing...
Harris is playing solo.
I don't... Wow. I don't think Harris drinks.
What's he taking shots of? Jello?
Is he taking... He said he's taking shots?
He said third shot. He's on his third shot.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Harris,
that's good.
I didn't
You
realize.
should get boosted, everyone. Harris, I agree. Get your third shot, everyone.
There you go.
Let's make things safer forever.
There you go. Make sure you listen to our Doom Patrol book club. That's going to be dropping on the 22nd of this very month. We talk about our adoration of Grant Morrison, and one of their best creations, the Doom Patrol. That run, not that Grant created the whole Doom Patrol.
Might as well.
Right. I mean, the modern Doom Patrol anyway, right? So be on the lookout for that on the 22nd. And make sure you guys join us every single Saturday when we go live on Twitch at 10 in the morning Eastern for the main show, The Comics Pals. What do we have to talk about? I don't know. Maybe there was an insane trailer for Doctor Strange that came out this week during the Super Bowl.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Screw the Super Bowl. I don't even remember who won. The only two things I remember are the halftime show. We got 50 Cent, Puffy Cent, Puffy 50.
We got a whole dollar.
That's whole dollar. And we got that Doctor Strange trailer. Both of those things absolutely incredible. Tune in for our thoughts on Saturday or whenever it drops. When it drops on Monday for you, check that out. Without further ado, let's talk comics. We've got Iron Fist #1 up first. Tyler, you called it. So why don't you speak first? You called the identity of the Iron Fist.
Yeah, so big spoiler alert there. I don't know if this button works. I haven't used the 3-person thing. No, it doesn't work.
Wee woo.
Thanks, Cal. Wait, hold on. Let's do it. There we go. Spoiler alert for this book because there's some spoilers.
Oh yeah.
With this, I was under the assumption that the new Iron Fist would be Lin Lei, I believe is his name, right? Mm-hmm. Also known as the Swords Master, which was a Greg Pak book that came up about around that time where Marvel was kind of adapting their, I guess, Eastern books that they've put on like manga platforms. This is where we need Marco for something like this, but I believe Marvel published a whole bunch of like manga books and comics in like Korea and China and stuff. And then they brought those characters into the main and Marvel 616 properly. And Swordsmaster was one of them. And I remember actually enjoying that book. I like the idea of just a dude with a big sword. Like, I'm a simple man. Dude with big sword fighting demons. I'm playing Lost Ark right now. It's literally what I'm doing.
You like dude sword fighting? What's your thing?
I do. I do look a little swashbuckling action.
You ever hear of Dick Fight Island?
Do tell.
It's a manga. That is what it sounds like.
Wow.
Dudes joust with their dick.
Wow.
Is that wait, so Matt says in chat, Swordmaster was where I started wanting to quit the long box. That shit was cancer. Well, let's talk about this Iron Fist book. This was a book.
I have a live announcement to make. I want to quit the Comics Pals because this shit is a cancer.
Yeah. Outside of calling who the character under Iron Fist mask would be, I was not feeling this. This was, I don't want to even say amateur because that sounds rude, but I don't think of another word.
It was paint by numbers.
Yeah, it was. But I thought it was even a little less than that. They literally explain Lin Lei's situation multiple times in this book, verbatim.
Yeah.
Like you just told, so there's the whole meet cute with him, Danny Rand. So yeah, you got to have Danny Rand in this book somehow. Danny Rand meets him, and then he explains like, oh, Swordsmaster's sword broke and pierced his hands, and then he got the Iron Fist powers because the dragon helped him out. I don't know. It's a little murky.
And see, that would be cool if it were done in a completely different way.
If we saw that originally, like, I don't know. It just seems like a weird way of storytelling. And then, like, they have a dinner scene right after that scene where then they just reiterate that word for word. It's like, it's like, Iron Fist is not going to be baby's first comic. Like, the person reading Iron Fist is probably a person who's read comics before. I don't think anyone's ever really picking up Iron Fist as their first comic. Yeah, it was. I thought the art was decent. The artist was.
I really liked the art. It was Michael.
You? What? YG? That's.
I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's you.
Hopefully, but yeah. Michael did a tremendous job. I thought the art was really good for the most part. Sometimes Danny's face was a little bit off, but other than that, I thought the action was good. And I thought the colors were really good too, by the way. J. David Ramos did a great job with that. At least I think it was Jay. Maybe it wasn't Jay. But yeah. I don't know. I actually enjoyed this book.
Okay.
Believe it or not. I
Wow.
Yeah, I know it doesn't even make sense. But I enjoyed this book. I thought it was fun. Yeah, Jay did the covers or the colors rather. I enjoyed this book. I didn't come into this with a lot of hype at all. I don't really care about Iron Fist. The only Iron Fist I ever cared about was, oh, come on, Tyler, you got to help me out here.
Carrie
It's a mint.
Randolph's.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Wait,
Carrie.
yeah,
No,
No.
Cara Andrews.
Andrews.
Carrie
Yeah,
Andrews. I'm
yeah,
Carrie Randolph's the voice
yeah.
actor. It was on Critical Role. I watched too much of that.
That was brilliant. But I've never cared about Iron Fist as a main character. I only bought this because we do this show. Um and
And it's
but
a
I
number
found
one.
I
Yeah.
I found a lot to like. I don't think it needed the mystery. That was irrelevant. But I am intrigued by this character. There's not a lot of like Asian main characters, so I was happy with that. Um and seeing Danny Rand in this like all grown up supporting role, that could be fun.
I do like he still has kung fu. Like it's obviously
Yeah.
he's still gonna know that stuff. Yeah, he doesn't have the
Right.
Iron Fist power. Like I'm glad they didn't just make him a businessman. You know.
Which is cool because Danny Rand is actually one of the only superheroes who would actually retain the ability to still fight and stuff like that without powers. Most other ones would just be helpless.
It's true. Yeah.
So I like that. The over explaining of his origin or like the origin of his powers was a lot, and there was a page I completely skipped because I was like, okay, I get it. I don't want to see this anymore.
What page
That
was that?
it's the one where they sit at the dinner table and his new
Yeah.
friend or his friend starts like explaining again what his situation is.
So I can't believe that your sword exploded and went into your hands.
Like we got that. This should have been that his origin of the sword in the hands and everything else. That should have happened in like a like you know how they had that like incoming number one or any of those and
Sure.
not
Yeah.
anthologies, but like whenever they do like the here's the setup for the year's
Timeless.
worth
It would
of
have been
major
timeless.
stories.
Is where
Yeah,
we would have seen it this year. Yeah.
yeah. That should have been in that. That way we could have been teed up. We don't need the mystery. Just get into the story. I like this kid. He's an interesting character. Just get into the story. But
I got a question for
I
you.
thought it was interesting. I'm into it.
I like everything but the execution. I think
That
the
seems like it's a lot of
writing,
it.
yeah, the writing for me, well, I guess the dialogue, it was too much. And even I don't know, I wasn't crazy about the art actually. I think it's perfectly serviceable. I think it's it gets the point across, and for a kung fu action book, like it's good. I didn't think it was anything spectacular. To me, this book feels, to be honest, something that will probably be canceled pretty quick.
Ouch.
My thing is like, especially with the recent movie, what separates this from Shang-Chi?
That's a that see that's a topic for the main show. When we talked about this book, I said exactly that.
Yeah.
There now that they clearly want to make Iron Fist an Asian person, I mean, they literally did, and probably like slide away from the Danny Rand white savior aspect of it. Now there's no difference between him and Shang-Chi. And I don't see them introducing Iron Fist into the MCU at all because there's no reason. The Shang-Chi movie is an Iron Fist movie.
Yeah, just give Shang-Chi the power of Kunlun. Like you don't
Yeah.
need to call him the Iron Fist. Like, yeah, it's just there's no, especially in like, I don't want to say like you can't have two Asian kung fu superheroes. You know, like you can. It's not like wrestling where you're only allowed to have like two black main eventers or whatever. But
Yeah.
with this, like it's just their power sets don't like Swordsmaster. When it was Swordsmaster, there was a reason for him. Like, oh, this guy's got a whole separate look. He's got a whole separate vibe. like you take the mask off and you take the dragon off his chest. It's Shang-Chi. Like I don't that sounds wrong, but like there's no real difference.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. But hey, Alyssa Wong, I'm not familiar with Alyssa. I don't know what she has written in the past. But for my first experience with her, I'm not turned off. Hopefully the series gets better. Issue ones are not easy. I'm gonna give this a couple of issues, and I think that most people who pick this up will probably do the same. I'll say pull. I'll say pull.
A hard pass for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go Kel on this one. I think I'm gonna pass on this as well.
All right. Fair enough. It happens. We'll see what happens in issue 2. Let's talk about Marvel Voices. Legacy #1.
Is it really? It's labeled that?
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
I don't know if you guys can even see it, but the disappointment that you guys had with Iron Fist is how I felt about this.
Oh, don't worry. It carried over.
Yeah, me too.
It bled. All right. So first of all,
Actually, I read this first, and that's probably why I didn't like Iron Fist as much.
I'm gonna tell you guys who the creative teams are and the stories that they were involved in first.
Can you also, just for my sake, can you name what story it is by character?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
or at least I will try to. So the introduction was by Karama Horn. That was pretty cool. I like that she got some involvement. We had the Legend story, which is not a story, it's just Black Panther kind of talking about like legacy or whatever. Cody Ziegler wrote it, and John Noy Lindsay did everything else. The name Cody Ziegler is one that you are going to hear from me another 4 times.
Is that a old OVW wrestler? That's what it sounds like, that name. Sorry, Kale. Again, yeah, this is Ohio Valley Wrestling. That's where John Cena came up. Never mind.
We had the date night story, which I liked. It was cute. That was Sam. It's a Sam story. Sam and Misty Knight. They're dating, and he's late to their date, and Taskmaster, and blah blah blah. We had the Coolest, which was a that was a who was
Hypno Hustler story.
Misty Knight and Luke Cage and Hypno Hustler.
Wasn't mad about seeing the Hypno Hustler. I'll tell you that.
Dude,
right
I
now.
love
fun.
Hypno Hustler. Marvel Hasbro needs to put out Marvel Legends Hypno Hustler. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, that's internet rage waiting to happen. By the way, the date night story was by Jay Holtum with art by and Julian Shaw and Paris Aline. The Coolest was by Cody Ziegler with pencils and inks by Larry Houston, with Dijo Lima on the colors. Wanna Play was a Wakanda story by Natasha Bustos, who did everything. Legacy was a Monica Rambeau story, which I was really happy to see her inclusion, although that's not a surprise. Cody Ziegler, Eder Messias, and Dijo Lima. I feel like it's going to take me longer to rattle off the creative teams than for us to talk about this damn book, quite frankly. But we had Growth, which was a Cecilia Reyes story. That was by Cody Ziegler again, Larry Houston, and Dijo Lima. You see a theme starting to form here?
A lot of Ziegler.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Is it Marvel Voice? Actually,
I wonder why that is.
Matt says he thought Marvel Voices was an LGBTQ anthology. They've been doing Marvel Voices for different topics. There was an LGBT one.
Yeah.
There is a Asian one coming out soon as well.
Yep.
Is that the one Jeremy Holt is on?
Yep.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I was trying to figure out where he was in this book.
They.
Where they were in this book, and I could not find him.
I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys. I just want to give the creative teams their due. Crossborough Caper was was the Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl story by Victor Laval with Karen S. Darboe and Ian Herring, A Treasure Worthy of a King. That was the story about the Valkyrie by Maria Froelich and Stephanie Petru. Perspective, that was the
Blue Marvel.
Thank you. The Blue Marvel story. Cody Ziegler, Sean Damian Hill, Oren Jr., and Dijo Lima. And Responsibility, which was the Miles Morales story by Cody Ziegler and Paris Alien. Okay, now that that is out of the way, I apologize for that laundry list, but I want to make sure I'm giving credit and respect. I don't get why Cody Ziegler was the primary voice of these stories. No disrespect to Cody Ziegler. Absolutely nothing wrong with that creator. What I'm pointing out is how this underscores the utter lack of Black voices on the writing end at Marvel. What the hell is that about? And art, quite frankly.
Yeah. Paris Alenier is in this multiple times, which nothing against them. It's good work. But also, if you can't fill out an anthology with different creatives for each story, you're not really trying. And this is like their lone Black History Month thing that they've got going here. They had the variants, I believe, that we trashed on a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's, and one of the other things with most of these stories being by Cody Ziegler, Cody Ziegler's good. There's a distinct voice that he has while writing, but once you see it back to back to back, you start to say, "Oh, these people sound similar." It wasn't until, like, I think the one standout where it's like, "Oh, the voices sound different," was when we got to the Hypno Hustler story, because it was a little more dated at that point, purposefully, which I noticed. I think for
hated
me,
the dialogue in that one.
Yeah, that one was a little rough. The one for me that kind of stood out, there's two that stood out for me, and I'm curious to see if they stood out for you guys. It was the date night one, which was the Sam Cap one by Jay Holtham and Julian Shaw. Julian Shaw has some really interesting art. It was very almost Saturday morning cartoon show in a way, and it was digital, so like there was a way to put like motion blur on stuff. Like Sam, the one that jumps out to me is Sam jumping over a car, where you can kind of see the stuff go in the background. I was like, oh, okay, I like this art. This is interesting. It kind of made me think of, oh, now this is going to sound wrong, but the static stuff we've read previously. I'm not saying that because it's just another Black book, but also put Taskmaster in a book, and I'm going to be into it. And the other one, mostly because of the use of, oh shit, I'm just totally blanking right now. Hold on a sec. Give me a sec. The use of Van Cortlandt Park as the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur one.
That was my favorite one, I think.
My two favorites weren't written by Cody. Like the two ones that I liked weren't written by him. That was by Victor Laval, who's been doing the Sabretooth stuff.
Yeah. And Eve, by the way, where he writes a young Black girl. So his chops are there for that. Yeah, I mean, it needed more diversity. The book about diversity needed more diversity. Big shock. Like, I understand that maybe they couldn't get John Ridley to do a story. Maybe they couldn't get like a Brian Edward Hill to do a story. I get why, but I don't get why. Pay them to do two to 3 pages. What's the problem? I don't understand it.
Yeah, there were several one-page stories. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Where is Brian Stelfreeze?
There's an interview with him in this.
Yeah,
like, I want to see his art.
Right. You as a creator, you speak through your books. Yeah. The interview is fine. I like that, but let me see the man's work. This was very frustrating. This is exactly why I don't buy these. I never buy these because, like Matt said in the chat, needs better branding. Feels like they're just putting diversity, boxing the diversity depending on the month and using one title kind of sus. I agree that it's sus. This doesn't feel like they worked hard enough to make this good. And when we spoke with Jeremy, they talked about how them getting in on the Marvel Voices book for Asian representation, how that was like this rushed last minute thing. I bet. And I bet that's a big reason why the bigger names aren't here. Because you can't get a Brian Edward Hill on a last minute, do this over the weekend type of thing. That's a busy man. You know what I'm saying? And so we got what we got
as well. Like Ta-Nehisi Coates is a big name who's written for Marvel for the past, decade, I guess.
He's in Marvel. He's a current writer for Marvel, and you couldn't even get him. I wonder why. It's just bad editorial, honestly. If you know you're going to do this every year, work harder earlier.
Yeah, Black History Month is not changing. It's the same month every year. Not that hard to prepare for it.
Yeah, it's a shame. Go ahead.
Can you put up your cover again for that? Who did they take out on the right-hand side where your hand is?
Oh, interesting. There's a gap.
That's a very uneven cover in terms of composition. And also, we don't see any Bishop. And we don't see any Night Thrasher. Do not, for the love of fucking God, do not show me Night Thrasher on your cover and not give me some skateboarding vigilante in the book. Or
Bishop is on the cover, though. He's not inside the book. He should be.
That's what I'm saying. Night Thrasher's on the cover, too, but he's not in the book.
Right. Makes no sense.
I'm a Night Thrasher fan, guys, if you can't tell. I like me some Night Thrasher. But
you couldn't do a Bishop story? Like, I don't know. A Storm story. Like, I just want more. If we're gonna do representation, let's do it because it's good and you have a good idea, not just to pump something out. That doesn't speak to me as a Black person at all.
And also that Shuri story where she's talking about, like getting the vaccine should be a personal choice. I thought that was really weird in this.
I say pass.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I will read the next one for Jeremy Holt, though.
Sorry?
I will read the next one for Jeremy Holt because I think they need to get them on a book stat. Jeremy's got some heat going on after Made in Korea that I think one of the big two should capitalize on.
I'll say this with some insider knowledge, with only a little bit of insider knowledge. I don't think he needs them. I don't think they need them.
Yeah.
Well, you're not wrong. Let's talk about Lives of Wolverine, number 3. At this point, we haven't been too kind to the books this week, so hopefully we can have better things to say about this. Of course, Benjamin Percy is writing this bad boy. Joshua Cassara doing the art on this one. Frank Martin with the colors. Corey Pettit on the letters and production. And Tom Muller did the designs.
You said you were going to be nicer, Sean, on the books. We've already been shitting all over them. Do you want me to say something nice about this?
I have nice things to say.
Okay.
But it's not what I was hoping for. But go ahead, Tyler.
I will say this. I mean, this is out of the 4 books you read, this is my favorite book of the week. You ain't gonna see me picking King Spawn next, but this is my pick of the week. I will say Joshua Cassara wins the award so far for best double page spread of the year. That page where Logan's like screaming out while he has like the Cerebro helmet on, and they use that X from the Cerebro helmet as a way to separate panels and showcase all the different timelines. I thought that was fantastic. But he still kept Wolverine's face in there, so you can still see the emotion behind it. Cassara is next level. And I think this is a real showcase for Cassara's art. Like, I think X-Force was good, but this is like picking it up even further.
And I keep shouting it out every week, but Cassara can draw some damn Omega Red.
Yep.
Omega Red looked solid. Romulus.
Yeah, I was pretty hyped to see Romulus again.
Yeah, that was cool.
I forget that character exists.
Romulus. Never seen that character before, but he's cool.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
That's where Wolverine gets his hairstyle from, I guess.
I bet.
Yeah. I believe that's a Jason Aaron creation. Am I right in that? Or
I want to say it's Aaron, but it could be earlier. But the earliest time that I saw Romulus was from Aaron.
could be a Claremont creation, but maybe solidified by Aaron. One of those sort of things. I forget.
The vibe I got from the editor's note put it around 2003
Okay, that
with
it's
the
either
Winter
With
Soldier.
the Winter
Miller or
Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't understand because, dude, I could be dumb, but I thought that the Winter Soldier was a creation of Ed Brubaker during his Cap
yeah. I
run.
think Romulus might have been shown in 2003, but then once we get to the modern age with like Wolverine Origins and stuff like that, then they retcon Winter Soldier coming in there for Wolverine's past. It's a little bit of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff, but
Fair enough.
Daniel Way, actually, yeah, Matt might be right. The Daniel Way stuff, that might be
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that definitely tracks. But I'm still struggling to understand the mechanics of this. Is Wolverine traveling through the past in his mind or in real life? What are the stakes? Like, I guess it's real life. It has to be, otherwise, all of this is irrelevant. But how are they sending him? Like, I'm not. I'm just not clear.
Yeah, it's weird that the concept is Logan is quantum leaping through time to make sure Xavier gets born. But what's the end game? You know, like for what, and what are, like you say, what are the stakes?
Yeah,
If I guess if Logan dies, they can always bring him back.
What I've been getting from this, based on the previously on recap page, is that this is actual time travel going on.
Yeah.
Because the Cerebro sword, I believe that now that that's in the equation, that deals with time travel, if I'm correct.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Nope.
So like, I think this like, whereas before I thought it was just like a mindscape thing, you know, something like that. I think there's literal time travel going on right now, and the stakes are everything because it's Professor X and it's Omega Red trying to get revenge on him. You know, like killing Hitler as a baby style, where he wants to go back in time
Right.
and get Professor X in multiple points of time.
But then we see three, I think in this very issue, three different timelines with Wolverine in them. Which one is happening in the moment? Like,
All of them are at the same
how?
time. Because it's time travel, and I think they use Wolverine in this case because he's the one who's been alive this whole time. That's the one that Jean Grey can send his mind through time to get back to his body.
Sure, but then is like, okay, so are they sending Wolverine's mind into his body at that time? And if that's the case, is Jean monitoring each Wolverine in each different time?
That's what I'm getting
Yes,
from
I
it.
think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's pretty complicated.
Yes, it is.
I
That's
wish
time
each
travel for
issue
you.
had dealt with a different life, like a different time of Wolverine's life.
Yeah. It really seemed like it was going that way. And then this one sort of ties it all together, I guess, so that you know what's going on.
Hmm.
You know, so that the question of what the fuck is all this is answered.
Yeah.
Um, but boy, it's a lot.
Yeah, I like. I think I don't want to criticize the book for me not getting it right. Like that doesn't. The book's not bad because I don't understand it, and I don't think the book is bad at all. But I do think when you're dealing with time travel, generally you want to be linear with the other stuff. You know, you want to be linear with the storytelling because time travel generally causes people to go, "Whoa, what's going on?" So some clarity would be helpful. It's no surprise that we've sung the praises of X Deaths every week and been confused by this one because X Deaths is extremely clear.
So you guys want a more traditional quantum leap style where it's, you know, issue by issue. There's a new timeline going on.
See, I don't mind what we have. I guess I think I go back to what we said about the first one. You know, and we were like, oh, so Wolverine is gonna show up and magically be there to keep Charles alive, right? Like that is what this is. And I don't know. I wasn't on board for that then, and I don't think I'm here for it now.
Harris says, I like this issue, or sorry, that's not the comment I meant to read. Anyone find it weird that all the timelines shown in the second page spread skip the fourth life? How do you know which life is the fourth life?
I
Is
assume
that
he means the Western one.
is
You
that
have a
knowledge
limited
coming
space,
from
though.
the Wolverine proper book that Percy's writing? Because I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think that the other lives that are shown in here are just random ones that we don't even get to see. I think the implication is that Wolverine's fighting more battles than we even get to see on a page to page.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
we're not seeing
Yeah.
this Wild West one. We don't see this World War II one. It looks like, and we definitely don't see this one that looks like it's there's a genie lamp. I don't know what that one's about.
It's Wolverine and Aladdin.
Oh, I think it was World War One. On
That's true.
the
It's First War.
credits page, it shows. I think it shows all the characters involved, but I think it shows all of the lives that are
Oh yes,
involved.
yes, you're absolutely right. Okay, cool. All right, well now I feel dumb.
This is that
Yeah.
kind of book.
Tyler, you're right. That was a genie of some kind. It was Logan, and then it just says Middle East.
Oh boy.
Uh, we talked about it earlier already, but the art is brilliant. Like this page is straight up nasty though. Like this right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. The bugs just eating this dude's face. That's Sabretooth, right? Just
Yeah, I
getting
think
his
so.
face demolished by bugs. That is
That's me when I
really
go camping.
gross.
That's why I don't like camping. I will say, if Matt's still in the chat, don't read this book because there's a giant whale that Omega Red possesses.
Oh yeah, that ruled.
They literally brought the Moby Dick whale into the equation.
Does Matt have a thing with whales?
Doesn't like
sure
big.
does.
He doesn't like whales or like big fish. Not the movie. I think he's okay with the movie, but just big fish in general. I think the fear of the unknown and the waters there. It's what gets him.
X Lives is like a really slow burn. Like I'm not saying that this won't amount to something, but right now I'm not enjoying it as much as I want to be, and I think that's because so far the same thing keeps happening and there's no story to this. Like Wolverine is back in the past fighting against Omega Red over and over and over again. Okay, but what's the progression? What's the angle? What's the heat? He could fail, but we know he won't, right? So what else is there? Where's the heart of it? And that's kind of what I'm missing right now.
Missing
the idea
stakes.
of Wolverine as this eternal soldier, I'm into that. That's kind of interesting. But it's not really like being taken anywhere. So that's how I feel right now. I just need more.
I like it better than the other one. Deaths?
Yeah.
Or is this Deaths?
This is lives.
This is
Lives.
Lives.
Okay, I like it more than the other one. I forgot already.
I think I might be with you there, Cal. I might be flip flopping as well.
What?
I just, again, for me, I'm done with Moira. she served her purpose. I'm out. But I think similar to what you're saying about Wolverine, there's no heat there for me for Moira. We're watching Mystique hunt her. Man, that's okay. I don't like Mystique that much anyway. I'll stick around for her shenanigans for in Immortal or whatever it is, and
Tyler's face right there is absolutely priceless.
I love
I've never
Mystique.
heard anyone say they don't like Mystique.
If anyone's got a deal on a Mystique Marvel Legends action figure, hit me up. You know what I'm saying?
Is that hard to find?
No, never mind. Don't Google that. Don't Google that, guys.
I don't know. Pass. I hate to say
It's
it.
got
Like
eye candy, man.
the art is gorgeous. Kasara's doing an amazing job. but the story's just not enough for me right now. Like I said, I bet that issue 5 is going to be in the future, and that's going to show us the origin of the weird Phalanx Wolverine, and I'm here for that. But that's just my theory.
Yeah,
that's not a fact. So,
and we've only got the 2 issues of each series left, right?
yeah. Well, Deaths is going into its 3rd, but yeah.
Well, yeah, they're both 5 is what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to start wrapping some shit up.
Yeah. When you think of, and I know that the House and Powers comparisons are not fair necessarily, but when you think about where House and Powers were at the same point, it's radically different. Radically different. So yeah, Tyler, you this was your pick of the week. You said, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not going to be King Spawn, so it's definitely this one. Yeah.
Why not?
Controversial statement, maybe. King Spawn was my pick of the week.
King Spawn was my pick of the week, and it was Marco's pick of the week.
Oh, you guys, I'm leaving the show. I'm taking the stream with me. I'm leaving.
It was good.
Yeah.
I don't remember even reading this book. Like I know I read it.
Listen, I'm not going to remember, King Spawn number 8. I'm not going to remember what happened in 7 at all. But I was kind of into it.
So King Spawn 7 was written by Sean Lewis with Todd McFarlane on additional edits. Javi Fernandez did the art with an assist from Thomas Nachlik from Magnus Arts. FCO Placencia did the colors. What a beast. And then Ann World Design on the letters.
Oh, come on, open.
This shit is good.
I will say, I'll give Javi Fernandez credit where credit's due. It's good looking. It's a good looking book. I don't, anytime I listen to any of the characters speak, I want to literally do some painful sounding. Google that one if you want to know, but don't.
Oh God, dude! No, I know what that is.
Like, it's
oh
just,
my
I don't
God.
like it. It makes me want to like hurt something. It's just
it is, dude. You are a masochist. Hold on.
What does that mean?
I can't say what it is, but Kale, you should look into this.
What's in this drink?
Are you
Tyler,
kidding me? No way.
8% drink? Jesus, don't look it up.
Tyler, you are a dark dude.
Yeah, well, it's a dark book.
Have you ever? You've never.
No. I've seen stuff, but no.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God, I'm sorry, chat.
Sorry, this it's the same pain I get when I used to Google weird shit as a kid and like see real fucked up shit on the internet. Was the same feeling I get while reading this book.
Who in chat knew what that is before looking it up? That's what I want to know.
Well, Matt can tell you who does it best. So,
what? You guys know someone who does that? Wait, does Matt do it?
Catherine says I've been casually listening, and that made me do the white guy blinking face. So,
all right. Well, she's into some weird shit.
Something.
That's dark. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I love a good like religious or like spiritual inspired conspiracy with God and the devil and know all this crazy shit, the 11th hour, like all this is getting me right where I live at, and Spawn just at the center of it. I love it. And they're goading him into accepting the throne and being this like uber Spawn and using the death of his ex-wife. Like, this is good stuff. This is what we've been waiting for.
I wish I could remember the things that were happening in King Spawn, though. Boy, I bet altogether it's real good.
Yeah, dude. And Azrael, Black Azrael. Look at my man. This is awesome. Super cool.
That was good.
Yeah.
You said Black Azrael. I'm like, yo, he's black too in this? And then I was like, I'm getting my characters mixed up. Shit.
I wonder if Todd's additional edits were the Gaia and Simon stuff, because that shit don't make no sense.
I'm feeling Gaia. I'm not feeling Gaia's handler or whatever, but Gaia's cool.
Is Gaia the big thing?
Gaia is
Or the old lady, the
The
Granny Goodness.
purple cloaked lady. Yeah.
No, that's not Gaia.
Oh.
That's Gaia's like emissary on Earth.
Oh, okay.
That's the Granny Goodness to Gaia's dark side.
right.
No, Gaia's not even really evil. Like that's what I don't really this part I didn't really fully get because Gaia is supposed to be like good.
Yeah, well, and like Gaia says, like, this child is, the next coming or whatever, so you better fucking watch it. And it's like, you didn't tell this person before that you want this child alive? What?
No.
She choked
No,
that
she
kid out.
did. She did. This woman's possessed. The Oracle is possessed or something. Something's wrong with her. Because go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say, can I be honest?
Yeah.
The fact that you guys are arguing over what's actually happening in this book is not a good sign.
I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining.
He's informing.
I guess, yeah.
You mean the clarity of writing of like this first caption? As fires burn in the streets of an earth, we know the phrase "other worlds" will soon become a vision understood by all of them. You telling me that's not not clear? I don't.
Can we also discuss how Spawn says that he spoke to God about the death of his ex-wife, and God told him that it was a random accident, and that God lied to him about the death of his wife? Like, God just sits up there telling lies, like, I'm going to play with this man's emotions.
Yeah, right. Hey, Jesus, watch this one.
I love it. I love it so much. I don't know. I understand, Tyler. I really do. And there are a lot of captions in this book that are unnecessary. And there is some really, really bad placement of commas and things like that. But I'm looking past all that. And to me, this is a great story. I'm happy that I read Spawn. This is hot. This is my pick of the week by far.
You know what? This book makes me happy. I'm at least reading King Spawn issue by issue because I can't remember what happens in the series altogether.
You gonna tell me that's not sick? Look at that. For you guys on YouTube or Twitch, look at that. That's insane. That's so cool. Yeah.
I have a question that may be a theory of some kind, but I don't know enough about Spawn to know whether there's weight to it. So as we've been reading Spawn, I've noticed that in some books he has like the full actual mask, but in others, like this issue here, he's got the more his head looks more skeletal.
Yeah.
Is that Spawn sort of becoming other and sort of losing his humanity as Al Simmons or whatever? Or
I don't know if that's I think that's just an artistic
just a
choice.
cool style choice because
Yeah.
cool as fuck.
Yeah, I think that's just an artistic thing. And if it is deeper than that, then you spotted something that is actually pretty cool. So there you go. Yeah, this is my book of the week. I feel like I've picked Spawn like 5 times since we started reading it. So yeah. Clearly I'm a Spawn fan.
Pick of the week for me. But again, it was slim pickings this week, so
What are Spawn fans called? Spawnies?
Spawnimaniacs.
I like Spawnimaniacs.
Spawnimaniacs?
Spawnaniacs.
I don't know if I'm a Spawnimaniac.
Spawnsters? Spawn stars?
Spawn stars.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
I
not
think
a
it's Spawn
Spawn
Stars.
Sorry, as Matt goes in the chat, I'm getting multiple text messages from multiple people. Somebody made a fake Facebook account with my information and is messaging
Wait.
people and shit. So
a fake account. I need to see this now.
I mean, it's all my shit. It's been DMing people. I only met like 3 of my mutual friends right now, but.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That's hilarious, dude. Tyler officially hacked. They're coming for
fucking
him.
McFarlane making additional edits to my life. Apparently, I love Spawn. Spawn good.
Spunks, I can't co-sign that.
Yeah, we're not calling them spunks. That ain't happening.
That's not good. That's gonna do it for our reviews, but we're not done yet because we still have Comics Tag and our Palspables. So last week I tagged Tyler with The Violent by Ed Brisson. Now, did you have the chance to read it, and how much did you read?
I did. I think what stuck out to me most was Adam Gorham's art. I did enjoy it. I thought the story was unhappy. It's not a happy book. It's called The Fucking Violent. So what do I fucking expect at this point? But it was to a point where it was almost a little too much. It's like, oh, this guy is making real dummy decisions. Where it was almost like, I don't even think anyone is that dumb. Like the escalation of the violence happens very sharply. Like, it makes a sharp turn, then it just goes up from there. I thought that turn happened maybe a little too late into the story. I thought it was serviceable. I mean, I like Ed Brisson's stuff for the most part. It was a fine, one and done story. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's good looking. Great mullets throughout this book. I will say
that. Okay, now you have to tag someone.
And I'm tagging Marco because he can't fight back. I wanted to skip a new book that's coming out next week, and I want to know what he thinks about it, because it is not a book he would ever read that I know, that I think. It's also one I've been thinking about reading, but issue 1 comes out next week. So Aquaman issue 1 comes out next week, which I feel like this is not a Marco book at all.
It is. Marco loves Aquaman. Yes.
Well, this is Aquaman. He said no.
Whatever.
It's just one issue. I want to know what you think. I want to know if you would recommend it or not.
He loves these seaweed motherfuckers.
It's the Aquaman family fighting Black Manta and Ocean Master. So, kind of curious about it. So,
what's going on at DC? They've got Robins, Batgirls, and now Aquaman.
They live in a plurality, apparently.
I hate it.
They want to have their cake and eat it too. So, do we not? We don't even have an Aquaman book currently. Like, do we?
I don't think so.
No. Like, we just had the
Kelly Sue had a run.
Yeah, but like in terms of, we had the Black Manta book that just came out. We had what's the character's name? The Aqualad. His book was just out. I think he just finished today. So now they're leading into this mini series as well.
And Marco says he was gonna pick it up anyway.
Yeah.
Shit. I thought he was more of a grass guy, not a water guy. Damn.
He's not into Aquaman. Don't
he
fall
is.
For the troll. Really?
He is. Yes.
I've never heard that in my life.
Since the New 52 or whatever.
The Jeff Johns.
That's good stuff though.
That was hot fire.
Stuff. And even
it made him an Aquaman fan.
The Jeff Parker stuff. Oh, Matt, if you're still in the chat, what was that run of Aquaman that we really liked? It had the guy that does the Last God on art. Really fucking good. It was Jeff Parker's like Game of Thrones Aquaman run. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, that's good.
All right, well, let's jump into the Palspables. You'll hear Marco's thoughts about Aquaman next week.
Yeah, let me get.
Actually, you won't. I just realized he's not even here next week. So,
well, then
that's neg.
Talk about it whenever you fucking get back. Then. All right. It was the Abnett run. Yeah. That's what it was. It's good stuff. But Pal's polls. We have Marco's polls that are up first. Let's get Marco out of the way since he's not here. God damn him. He had Soul Plumber on here. This is a DC horror book by the guys who do Last Podcast on the Left. I've heard pretty decent things. It's weird as shit from what I heard.
He likes it a lot.
Yeah. It's an ugly ass cover, but yeah. Then he also had the Human Target book 5 by Tom King and Greg Smallwood.
I just got a friend request from Tyler Olsen.
There you go. See, I told you. He's going through my list. Just block and report it, please. I should probably put out a Facebook message.
Oh my god, that's so funny, dude.
Yeah, that's oh boy.
The Human Target's
my
been
phone's
great.
lighting up right now.
That is a fire cover. I love it. I'm sure that issue 5 will continue the greatness.
Do we know who this lady is on the cover? The black
Fire?
cat?
Maybe?
The book is fire, but I don't. Maybe it's Martian Manhunter. Maybe like he does this on the side, you know? You could turn to anyone. You gotta be a little curious sometimes, right?
That is a selling point right there. I'm
Gotta
telling
see
you
the
right now.
selling point for the book or Martian Manhunter's shapeshifting powers.
Screw him. I'm talking about her.
I got a question about Martian Manhunter. Can he shapeshift accurately? Like,
what does he mean by that?
Like, I don't know. Like, does he know what people like? Does he match their bodies fully without knowing what it looks like, or is
without knowing
like
what a body looks like? I'm sure he's seen many bodies.
I would argue, based on
Kale sniffing when I'm stepping in here,
his transformations in New Frontier, where he turns into like Bugs Bunny and everything. I bet everything is like cartoon level smooth.
Oh, like a Barbie doll sort of thing.
If it's
like
not,
it's very surface level transformation. Okay.
If there's not, like, I'm sure he's had to learn over time.
That's nasty.
That's probably been fine.
I'm thinking like organs and stuff too. Like, are those all? Are this still Martian organs underneath?
I bet it's still.
Where you
Martian
guys thought
organs,
you guys were thinking dicks, weren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, Kale said he's smooth like a Barbie. That's really disturbing.
Listen, where else were we going?
Well, we're going to the next one, which was Kale's pick of Usagi Yojimbo, Lone Goat and Kid, #2.
Yeah, so this is the second story in the Dragon Bellows Conspiracy collection. I believe these reprints are in color, which is rad because this story is about a kite festival. And it is, I did read a little bit of reading on it when I read this issue not that long ago. And what I recall was Stan Sakai did like really intense research on a kite festival and how they painstakingly make the kites and everything. So all the panels and everything of this of the character this story is about making the kites is historically accurate and everything. And then Usagi comes in and ruins it. It's really good.
Okay, and then you also had Supermassive #1.
So this is the Big Image superhero crossover. Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, and I guess Supermassive. What's the other person?
I don't know. I've not been keeping up with it. I am excited for this book though, but I've not been keeping up with it. So
anyway, yeah, this is the big one. The big one. Can Image stick the landing? I argue no.
All right.
Real enthusiastic there. Cool cover though, and I do like the design of the cover too.
Yeah. Yeah, the trade dressing or whatever the fuck, the logo is cool.
Matt says Red Inferno Girl. Is that the other one?
Oh, yeah. Red Inferno. Yeah.
By the way, feel free to share with us what you guys are excited for next week. We always want to hear your pulls.
A quick glance at this cover, Radiant Black looks a lot like Vance Astro from the original Guardians of the Galaxy. I keep seeing that in my head.
I have no idea who that is.
It's the New Warrior, Justice from the New Warrior. He goes into the future, becomes Vance Astro, and he gets Captain America's shield. It's a thing.
Yeah. Hologram shield?
No, it was the actual shield, I believe.
Okay, never mind.
So for my pick, and this is surprising to me too, Carnage Forever #1 by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Ram V are writing this. Like that's whoa, that's a big writing team there.
That's sick.
Who's on the art here? This image is too small for me to see. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, Salazar on art with LaRocca as well. Yeah, I just like those two writers, and I want to see what they can do with a character I traditionally don't like. So, sure, it's a different taste. And then I also have the boring pick of. I changed this up because Sean wanted one book, but I picked Saga number 56 as my other very predictable pick. It's Saga. I want to read more. Yeah.
Which pick did I steal from you? We can have the same pick.
You didn't steal it, but I just wanted to spread it out. I thought it was a tie between Saga and the second pick I'm going to list here. But you had X Deaths of Wolverine number 3.
Yeah. So I talked about how I feel like X Deaths is the one with heat. For me, I'm still very much into the Moira saga, and I love Mystique, and I'm so interested in what's going to unfold with these characters, and of course the Phalanx Wolverine of it all, which is the big question mark in my mind. So I'm really, really excited to see what happens in the next issue.
And the one that I almost picked was Ghost Rider number 1 by Ben
Okay.
Percy. Yeah.
I have never pulled Ghost Rider before.
Wow, you never yanked that chain?
Never yanked that chain. Not when Daniel Way was writing Ghost Rider. I think did Aaron write Ghost Rider for
Aaron
a beat?
wrote a very good and graphic Ghost Rider, yeah.
Never pulled it during Aaron's run.
Ed Brisson, I think, recently did.
Ed Brisson never pulled it. I'm pulling it now. Benjamin Percy has the hot hand for darker, edgier characters, and Ghost Rider is at the top of that, right? Plus, you add Corey Smith into the mix, and I think that this book is primed for being a hell of a good time.
I thought you were going to go into a Scott Snyder promo there when he said into the mix. I was like, oh, here we go.
Wait, what's the Scott Snyder?
That spells disaster for you. No, never mind.
Oh, Scott Steiner, not Scott Snyder.
I said Steiner.
I heard Snyder.
Yeah, you said Snyder.
Okay. Well, I don't know how strong this drink was. I talked about sounding. I guess it was strong.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for this too. I do like Ghost Rider, and to see them actually doing something for his 50th anniversary is somewhat exciting. I know whenever I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ghost Rider was always on my team. So
you ever play Spider-Man Venom Separation Anxiety?
No, I hear that's kind of a sleeper hit though.
It's incredible, and in that game you can summon superheroes to help you, and when Ghost Rider comes out, they play this really crazy music and he just swings his chain around and it just hits whoever's in the area. It's beautiful.
Damn. Johnny Blaze confirmed swinger. Got it.
Catherine, we'll see you later. Have a good night.
Well, I mean, we're pretty much done ourselves.
Those are our polls.
Yeah, those are our polls. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to comics tag us, you can always feel free to do that. We're down to read anything you guys want us to give a try. And also make sure that you join us on Saturday for the live show. We do the main show live every Saturday at 10:15. But come hang out with us. We're going to break down the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer that dropped during the Super Bowl, and we'll get into all the usual hijinks. You never know what's going to happen on a live episode of the Comics Pals. Make sure you guys leave us a follow if you're new on Twitch. Before you go, leave us that follow. Subscribe if you'd be so kind. YouTube.com/theComicsPals to subscribe to our channel for free. Like the video, share it with your friends. All that's free to do, and it helps us out a lot more than it costs you. Doom Patrol is on the 22nd, so come hang out with us for that. That's Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol, the first volume. So that's the first 5 issues of that. It starts with issue 19. If you're curious, it's issue 19 to 25.
Yeah, look up Doom Patrol. Yeah, it's 6 issues.
I'm sorry.
Doom Patrol Crawling from the Wreckage. That should show you exactly what the volume is. Yeah.
And then the 2 issues after that.
If you get this is where it gets confusing. If you get the volume 1, it's called Volume 1 Crawling from the Wreckage, which has all 6 issues. But if you're looking up just by arc, that's only the first 3 issues. It's weird, but yeah. It's good.
Either way,
for that one to come out, actually.
Can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts about that. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate and love you all. Until next time, take care, guys.
See you next week.